Every morning, millions of seniors go through the same painful ritual. They wake up, they swing their legs over the side of the bed, and then they hesitate because they know what's coming next. That first step. That moment when their knees scream in protest, when the pain shoots through their joints, when they have to grab onto something just to steady themselves. And they've been told over and over again that this is normal, that it's arthritis, that it's just what happens when you get older, that there's nothing they can really do except take some pain medication and wait for it to ease up as they move around. But what if that's not the whole truth? What if morning knee pain isn't just an inevitable consequence of aging? What if there are specific, identifiable reasons why your knees hurt so much more in the morning than they do later in the day? Reasons that have nothing to do with how old you are and everything to do with what's happening in your body overnight? And what if, by understanding those reasons, you could actually do something about it? Something simple and natural that could help you wake up with less pain, more mobility, and the confidence to start your day without dreading that first step. Today, we're going to talk about why your knees hurt most in the morning, and I'm going to walk you through the real physiological reasons this happens, reasons that most people over 60 have never been told. We're going to talk about inflammation, about fluid, about how your body repairs itself at night, and why the very systems that are supposed to be helping you can sometimes make you feel worse when you first wake up. And more importantly, I'm going to share with you some simple, natural ways to support your body so that you can wake up with less pain, more mobility, and more confidence in your own two legs. Because you deserve to start your day without dreading that first step out of bed. Now, before we go any further, I want to be very clear about something. I'm not here to diagnose you. I'm not here to tell you to stop seeing your doctor or to replace any treatment you're already receiving. What I am here to do is educate you, to help you understand your own body better so that you can have informed conversations with your healthcare provider and make choices that support your comfort and your independence. So, if you're dealing with severe pain, swelling, or any sudden changes in your knees, please see a professional. But if you're like so many seniors I've worked with, and you're just tired of waking up stiff and sore every single morning, then stay with me, because we're going to get to the bottom of this together. Let me start by asking you a question, and I'd love for you to leave a comment and let me know. How old are you, and how long have you been dealing with morning knee pain? Is it something that's been creeping up on you slowly over the years, or did it seem to come on suddenly? Go ahead and share that in the comments, because I think you'll find that you're not alone, and sometimes just knowing that other people are going through the same thing can be incredibly reassuring. All right, so let's talk about what's really happening in your knees while you sleep. You see, your knees are some of the most hardworking joints in your entire body. Every single day, they bear the weight of your body, they bend and straighten thousands of times, they absorb shock when you walk, they stabilize you when you stand. And all of that work creates a natural inflammatory response. Now, when I say inflammation, I know that word can sound scary, but inflammation isn't always a bad thing. In fact, inflammation is your body's natural response to stress and injury. It's how your body sends healing resources to the areas that need them most. The problem is, as we age, our bodies can sometimes get stuck in a state of chronic low-grade inflammation, and that's where the trouble begins. When you're active during the day, your knees are moving, and that movement helps to pump fluid in and out of the joint. You see, your knee joint is surrounded by synovial fluid, which is like a lubricant that helps the bones glide smoothly over one another. Think of it like the oil in a car engine. When the engine is running, the oil circulates and keeps everything moving smoothly. But when the engine is off, the oil settles, and when you start it up again, It takes a moment for everything to get lubricated again. Your knees work in much the same way. During the day, movement keeps that synovial fluid circulating, keeps the joint lubricated, keeps everything working as it should. But at night, when you're lying still for 6, 7, 8 hours, that fluid isn't moving the way it should. It can start to thicken, it can start to pool, and when you wake up and try to move, the joint feels stiff, tight, and painful. But that's only part of the story. There's something else happening at night that most people don't realize, and it has to do with how your body repairs itself. You see, when you sleep, your body goes into repair mode. It's working to heal damaged tissues, to reduce inflammation, to restore balance. And one of the ways it does that is by increasing blood flow to areas that need healing. Now, increased blood flow is a good thing. It brings oxygen and nutrients to the tissues. But it also brings more fluid, and in a joint that's already dealing with inflammation, that extra fluid can cause swelling. And swelling, especially in a joint, can put pressure on the surrounding tissues, on the nerves, on the ligaments, and that pressure translates to pain. So when you wake up in the morning, your knees may actually be more swollen than they were when you went to bed, and that swelling is part of what makes them hurt so much. Now, let's add another layer to this. As we age, our bodies naturally produce less of the substances that keep our joints healthy. Collagen, for example, which is the main structural protein in cartilage, starts to decline as we get older. Cartilage is the smooth, cushiony tissue that covers the ends of your bones and allows them to glide over each other without friction. When you have less collagen, that cartilage starts to break down, it becomes thinner, it becomes less effective at cushioning the joint. And when you don't have that cushion, bone starts rubbing against bone, and that creates pain, stiffness, and more inflammation. It's a cycle that can be very difficult to break, especially if you don't understand what's driving it. But here's where it gets really interesting, and this is something that I wish more people understood. The pain you feel in the morning isn't just about what's happening in your knees while you sleep. It's also about what you're doing during the day, and especially in the evening before you go to bed. Let me explain. If you're eating foods that promote inflammation, foods high in sugar, refined carbohydrates, unhealthy fats, processed ingredients, your body is constantly working to manage that inflammation. And at night, when your body is trying to repair itself, it's dealing with an extra burden. It's like asking someone to clean a house while people are still making a mess. The body can only do so much. So when you wake up, you're waking up with the residue of yesterday's inflammation, and that makes the morning stiffness and pain even worse. And it's not just about food, it's also about hydration. You see, your joints need water to function properly. That synovial fluid I mentioned earlier, it's made up largely of water. If you're dehydrated, your body can't produce enough of that fluid, and your joints become dry, stiff, and painful. And here's the thing, most seniors are chronically dehydrated and don't even realize it. As we age, our sense of thirst diminishes. We simply don't feel thirsty the way we used to, so we don't drink as much water. And if you're also drinking coffee, tea, or other diuretics, you're losing even more fluid. So by the time you go to bed, your body is already in a state of dehydration, and that makes the morning stiffness so much worse. Now, let's talk about movement, or the lack of it. If you're someone who spends a lot of time sitting during the day, if you're not moving your knees through their full range of motion, the muscles and ligaments around the joint start to tighten up. They start to shorten. And when you go to bed and lie still for hours, those tight muscles and ligaments become even tighter. When you wake up and try to move, it's like trying to stretch a rubber band that's been sitting in the cold. It's stiff, it's resistant, and it hurts. The less you move during the day, the worse your morning pain is going to be. It's as simple as that. I want you to think about this for a moment. How much are you moving during the day? Are you getting up and walking around regularly, or are you sitting for long periods of time? And when you do move, are you moving your knees through their full range of motion, bending and straightening them fully, or are you just shuffling around with small, limited movements? This is important because the way you move during the day has a direct impact on how you feel in the morning. If you'd like, go ahead and leave a comment and tell me how active you are during the day. Are you walking regularly, doing any kind of exercise, or are you mostly sedentary? I'd love to hear from you, and I think it will help you start to see the connection between your daily habits and your morning pain. All right, so now that we understand what's happening, let's talk about what you can do about it. And I want to be clear, these are not quick fixes. These are lifestyle habits that support your body's natural ability to heal and maintain itself. They take time, they take consistency, but they work, and they work without the side effects that come with many medications. The first thing I want to talk about is hydration. If you take nothing else away from this video, please start drinking more water. Your goal should be to drink at least 6 to 8 glasses of clean, pure water every single day. Not coffee, not tea, not juice, but water. And I know what some of you are thinking. You're thinking, but I'll be up all night going to the bathroom. And yes, if you drink a lot of water right before bed, that might happen. So here's what I recommend. Drink most of your water during the day, in the morning and afternoon. Taper off in the evening so that you're not drinking large amounts right before bed. But make sure you're getting enough during the day so that your body has what it needs to produce that synovial fluid, to keep your joints lubricated, to keep everything moving smoothly. Now, let's talk about food, because this is huge. If you're eating a diet that's high in inflammatory foods, you are feeding the pain. Sugar, refined flour, processed oils, these are the things that drive inflammation in the body. And I'm not saying you can never have a treat. I'm not saying you have to be perfect. But I am saying that if you want to wake up with less pain, you need to reduce your intake of these foods and start eating more foods that support your body's natural anti-inflammatory processes. That means more vegetables, especially dark leafy greens, more healthy fats like those found in avocados, nuts, seeds, and fatty fish, more herbs and spices like turmeric and ginger, which are incredibly powerful natural anti-inflammatories. It means eating real whole foods that your body recognizes and can use to build healthy tissues. And here's something that might surprise you. Many seniors are deficient in essential minerals like magnesium, which plays a critical role in muscle and joint function. Magnesium helps to relax muscles, it helps to reduce inflammation, it helps to regulate the nervous system. If you're deficient in magnesium, your muscles are going to be tight, your joints are going to be stiff, and you're going to feel worse in the morning. Good sources of magnesium include leafy greens, nuts, seeds, and whole grains. Some people also benefit from a magnesium supplement, but as always, talk to your healthcare provider before starting any new supplement. Now, let's talk about movement, because this is absolutely critical. You have to move your knees. You have to keep them flexible, keep the muscles strong, keep the joints lubricated. And I'm not talking about running marathons or doing high-impact exercise. I'm talking about gentle, consistent movement throughout the day. Walking is one of the best things you can do for your knees. It's low impact, it's weight-bearing, and it keeps the joint moving through its full range of motion. If you can walk for 20 or 30 minutes a day, even if you break it up into shorter walks, you will see a difference in your morning pain. I've seen it happen time and time again. In addition to walking, I highly recommend doing some simple stretching and strengthening exercises for the muscles around your knees. Your quadriceps, the muscles on the front of your thighs, are especially important because they help to stabilize and support the knee joint. Simple exercises like leg lifts, where you lie on your back and slowly lift one leg at a time, can make a huge difference. And stretching your hamstrings, the muscles on the back of your thighs, is also important because tight hamstrings can pull on the knee and create more pain. You don't need fancy equipment, you don't need a gym membership. You can do these exercises at home, on your bed, or on the floor, and they only take a few minutes a day. I also want to talk about something that many people overlook, and that's what you do right before bed. If you go to bed with tight, stiff muscles, you're going to wake up with tight, stiff muscles. So I recommend doing some gentle stretching before you go to sleep. Just 5 or 10 minutes of gentle stretching can help to relax your muscles, improve circulation, and reduce the stiffness you feel in the morning. You can stretch your legs, your hips, your lower back, all of which are connected to your knees and can affect how they feel. And while you're at it, consider taking a warm bath or shower before bed. The warmth helps to relax the muscles, increase blood flow, and reduce inflammation. Some people also find relief from applying a warm compress to their knees before bed, or even doing some gentle self-massage to help move fluid out of the joint and reduce swelling. Now, let's talk about sleep position, because this is something that a lot of people don't realize can affect their knee pain. If you sleep on your side and your knees are pressing together all night, that can create pressure and pain. Try placing a pillow between your knees when you sleep on your side. This helps to keep your hips and knees in better alignment and reduces the pressure on the joint. If you sleep on your back, you might try placing a pillow under your knees to take some of the strain off the lower back and knees. These are simple adjustments, but they can make a noticeable difference in how you feel when you wake up. Let me ask you another question, and again, I'd love to hear from you in the comments. What do you typically eat in the evening before bed? Are you eating a heavy meal, something with a lot of sugar or processed ingredients? Or are you eating something light and nourishing? And are you drinking water throughout the day, or do you realize now that you're probably not drinking enough? Share your habits in the comments, because I think it's helpful to reflect on these things, and you might be surprised at what you discover about your own patterns. All right, now I want to talk about something that's a little more subtle, but incredibly important, and that's the role of stress and sleep quality. You see, when you're stressed, your body produces more cortisol, which is a stress hormone. And cortisol, when it's elevated for long periods of time, actually promotes inflammation. It breaks down tissues, it suppresses the immune system, and it makes pain worse. So if you're going to bed stressed, if you're lying awake worrying about things, if you're not getting deep, restful sleep, your body can't repair itself the way it should, and you're going to wake up feeling worse. Managing stress is not a luxury, it's a necessity, especially as we age and especially if you're dealing with chronic pain. There are many ways to manage stress, and different things work for different people. Some people find relief through prayer or meditation, some through deep breathing exercises, some through spending time in nature or with loved ones. The key is to find something that works for you and to make it a regular part of your routine. Even just 10 minutes of quiet, deep breathing before bed can help to calm your nervous system, lower your cortisol levels, and improve the quality of your sleep. And better sleep means better healing, which means less pain in the morning. I also want to mention the importance of maintaining a healthy weight. I know this is a sensitive topic, and I'm not here to shame anyone or make you feel bad about your body. But the reality is, every extra pound you carry puts additional stress on your knees. In fact, for every pound of body weight, your knees experience about 3 to 4 pounds of pressure when you walk. So if you're carrying even 10 or 20 extra pounds, that's a significant amount of additional stress on joints that are already dealing with inflammation and wear and tear. Losing even a small amount of weight, if you're carrying extra, can make a tremendous difference in your knee pain. And the good news is, when you start eating better, drinking more water, and moving more, weight loss often happens naturally as a side effect of taking better care of yourself. Now, I know some of you are probably thinking, this all sounds great, but I've tried these things before and they didn't work. And I want to address that, because I hear this a lot. The truth is, these habits take time. Your body didn't get into this state overnight, and it's not going to heal overnight. You have to be patient, you have to be consistent, and you have to give your body the support it needs over weeks and months, not just days. I've worked with so many seniors who were ready to give up, who thought nothing would ever help, and then after a few weeks or a few months of consistently drinking more water, eating better, moving more, and managing stress, they started to notice real, tangible improvements. Not just in their knee pain, but in their overall energy, their mood, their quality of life. It's never too late to start taking better care of yourself, and your body has an incredible capacity to heal when you give it what it needs. Let me also say this, I'm not suggesting that you should never take medication for pain. There are times when pain medication is necessary and appropriate, and I would never tell you to suffer needlessly. But what I am suggesting is that medication should not be your only strategy. Medication can mask the pain, but it doesn't address the underlying causes. And many pain medications, especially when taken long-term, come with side effects that can create additional health problems. So, if you can reduce your need for medication by supporting your body naturally, by addressing the root causes of your pain, then you're not only going to feel better, you're going to be healthier overall. I want to circle back to something I mentioned earlier, and that's the role of collagen in joint health. As we age, our bodies produce less collagen, and that loss of collagen contributes to the breakdown of cartilage and the increase in joint pain. But here's the good news. You can support your body's collagen production through diet and lifestyle. Bone broth, for example, is incredibly rich in collagen and other nutrients that support joint health. If you can make homemade bone broth and drink a cup or two a day, you may notice a significant improvement in your joints over time. And if making bone broth isn't practical for you, there are high-quality collagen supplements available, though I always prefer food sources when possible. Foods rich in vitamin C, like citrus fruits, berries, and bell peppers, are also important because vitamin C is necessary for collagen synthesis. And getting enough protein is critical because collagen is a protein and your body needs the building blocks to make it. Another thing that can be incredibly helpful is omega-3 fatty acids, which are powerful natural anti-inflammatories. The best sources of omega-3s are fatty fish like salmon, mackerel, and sardines. If you're not eating fish regularly, you might consider a high-quality fish oil supplement, though again, talk to your healthcare provider first. Omega-3s help to reduce inflammation throughout the body, not just in the joints, so they can have a wide range of health benefits. Now, I want to talk about something that might seem unrelated, but it's actually very important, and that's your gut health. You see, a huge portion of your immune system is located in your gut, and the health of your gut has a direct impact on inflammation in your body. If your gut is not functioning properly, if you have an imbalance of bacteria, if you have leaky gut or other digestive issues, that can drive systemic inflammation that affects your joints. So taking care of your gut is taking care of your knees. That means eating plenty of fiber from vegetables and fruits, eating fermented foods like sauerkraut, kimchi, or yogurt, which contain beneficial bacteria, and avoiding foods that damage the gut lining like sugar, processed foods, and excessive alcohol. It's all connected, and when you start to understand these connections, you realize that Taking care of your knees is really about taking care of your whole body. All right, so let's bring this all together. Your knees hurt most in the morning because of a combination of factors: the natural inflammatory response that occurs during the day and intensifies at night as your body tries to repair itself, the accumulation of fluid in the joint while you're lying still for hours, the dehydration that makes your synovial fluid less effective, the tightness in the muscles and ligaments from lack of movement, the breakdown of cartilage due to aging and nutritional deficiencies, and the systemic inflammation driven by poor diet, stress, and inadequate sleep. When you understand all of these factors, you realize that there's not just one thing you need to fix. You need to address all of these areas if you want to see real, lasting improvement. But here's the good news. Every single one of these factors is something you have control over. You can drink more water, you can eat better food, you can move your body more, you can manage your stress, you can improve your sleep, you can support your gut health. These are all choices you can make, starting today, that will support your body's natural ability to heal and maintain itself. And when you make these choices consistently, over time, you will see results. You'll wake up with less pain, more mobility, more confidence. You'll be able to do the things you love to do, spend time with the people you care about, live the life you want to live, without being held back by pain and stiffness. Now, before we wrap up, I want to ask you to do something. If you found this information helpful, if you think it might help someone else you know who's dealing with morning knee pain, please share this video with them. Share it with your friends, your family, your community. Because the more people who understand what's really happening in their bodies and what they can do about it, the more people who can live with less pain and more freedom. And if you're not already subscribed to this channel, I'd love for you to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you don't miss future videos. We're here to help seniors like you understand your body, take control of your health, and live with more comfort and confidence. Every subscription helps us reach more people with this kind of education, and that's what this is all about. Let me also say, if you have questions, if you want to share your own experience, if there's something specific you'd like me to address in a future video, please leave a comment. I read the comments, I learn from them, and I use them to guide the content I create. So, your voice matters, and I want to hear from you. All right, let's summarize the key takeaways from today. Number 1, morning knee pain is not just about age or wear and tear. It's about inflammation, fluid accumulation, dehydration, lack of movement, nutritional deficiencies, and poor sleep. Number 2, you have the power to address all of these factors through simple lifestyle changes. Drink more water throughout the day, eat more whole, anti-inflammatory foods, and less sugar and processed ingredients. Move your knees regularly through gentle exercise like walking and stretching. Take care of your gut health. Manage your stress. Get good quality sleep. Number 3, these changes take time and consistency, but they work. Be patient with yourself, be kind to yourself, and trust that your body has an incredible capacity to heal when you give it what it needs. And number 4, always work with your healthcare provider. I'm here to educate and empower you, but I'm not here to replace your doctor. If you're dealing with severe pain, swelling, or other concerning symptoms, please seek professional care. I want to close by saying this: you are not powerless against morning knee pain. You are not destined to wake up in pain every day for the rest of your life. You have options, you have choices, and you have the ability to make real, meaningful improvements in how you feel. It might take some time, it might take some effort, but I promise you, it is worth it. You deserve to wake up feeling good, to move through your day with ease, to enjoy your life without being held back by pain. And I'm here to support you on that journey, one video at a time. Thank you so much for being here today, for taking the time to learn about your body, for caring enough about yourself to seek out this information. I wish you comfort, I wish you strength. I wish you many mornings ahead where you wake up feeling good and ready to face the day. Take care of yourself, be patient with yourself, and remember, small changes add up to big results over time. I'll see you in the next video.